What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today I've got some more insane entitled parent stories for you. Apparently, I'm not supposed to take my dog into pet stores. So today I had to take my dog to the vet for her semi-annual blood test. She absolutely loves going to the vet and was super excited to go play with all the techs. Afterwards, we walked to the pet store just down the street because she's definitely on the nice list and deserves a new toy for Christmas. Now, my dog is an accusation, so she's pretty big and I understand that she's a little scary looking. She's also super gentle and seems to understand that kids especially can be intimidated by her. So when she sees new people, she won't run up to them, but she will get excited and start wagging her tail, which is adorable because it's a curly cinnamon roll. As a result, I don't feel the need to do anything like pull her away from scared people. I honestly think that only makes things worse. So we walk into the store and it's pretty quiet. We are just walking towards dog toys and my dog is laser focused on the table of dog treats. A mum and her kid walk past and he points to my dog and calls it a wolf. Her face is all black and she's big enough that this isn't really a stretch. The mum then stops me and the following conversation happened. "Excuse me, that breed is banned. You can't bring it in here." I'm pretty sure the store doesn't have a banned breed list. It's a pet store. "That's a wolf hybrid and it's scaring my kid. You need to leave." "I'm sorry your kid is afraid of dogs, but she's not a wolf hybrid and she's not bothering you." This whole time we're still standing next to the treat table, so the dog hasn't moved an inch closer to them. She's just staring at the food with her tail wagging. "My son is scared. You two need to leave." No. At this point, my dog decides that these must be new friends. She took a step towards them with her tail wagging at top speed. She stretched her head towards them to ask for pets and the kid was just frozen staring. The mother just picked up her kid and walked the other way. I just chuckled and we went to look at dog toys. When I went to check out, the cashier told me the lady had complained about my wolf hybrid and they had to tell her that all dogs who aren't acting aggressively are more than welcome in the store. The lady was ignored and my good girl got 2 treats from the nice worker. Not a very climactic or crazy story, but I was amused that some crazy lady thought a dog shouldn't be in a pet store. Now OP has actually attached an image of her dog, so let's see what this pupper looks like. Oh my goodness me. I understand the black face now. It looks like she's wearing a Batman mask. That's amazing. You know what? If you like dogs and you like the look of this dog, just drop a like on the video. I mean, who doesn't like dogs? And yeah, just drop a like. And just to finish off on this post, imagine thinking that a pet store is a bad place for a pet. Like, come on, that's kind of the point of them. Now for our second story. 14-year-old entitled kid throws tantrum. Entitled dad left her, then refused to pay for what she stole. This happened back in 2016 when I was a supervisor in a one-man store. The store was very small but popular with the elderly residents and the nearby school. We have had a lot of entitled parents and kids, the shop being in one of the snobbiest areas in my city. The area is known for this. But this is one I remember like it was yesterday. So, the shop is quiet most of the time, with the most popular times being when the shop opens and 3 p.m, the school rush. Seriously, once the clock hits 3 p.m, the shop turns into a horror film with the horde of zombie kids rushing in. That day, the rush came and went with the occasional parents complaining about the rush while simultaneously ignoring their kids trying to wreck the place. It started to calm down with an entitled dad and his teenage entitled kid remaining. They came to the till and seemed normal. Average dad and average 14-year-old girl. They had a lot of chocolate. A 360-gram Dairy Milk bar, a 360-gram Galaxy bar, a bag of Pick and Mix, a 5-pack of gum, 3 large bags of minstrels, and a magazine. The entitled dad was paying when the entitled kid started begging for a small Kinder Egg, which the entitled dad said no to. That set the kid off. The entitled kid began screaming and crying, screaming, "Please, please," with her entitled dad ignoring her. She then threw herself on the floor like a toddler, kicking and screaming about how unfair life was. I was lost for words and just watched. I've never seen a 14-year-old do that in my life. I was shocked. The entitled dad said that all that chocolate was for her and that was enough, but the entitled kid was ignoring him. What did the entitled dad do? He just left. He left his teenage daughter in the store without saying a word. I didn't know what to do, so I just started getting on with my tasks. About 10 minutes later, I forgot she was even there. The shop was silent and I couldn't see her on the CCTV, so I assumed she left. That was until I noticed the entitled dad standing outside the store on the phone without the entitled kid about 10 minutes later. I realized she was somewhere in the store and went looking. I found her hiding between the fridges, chocolate bar paper all around her. She was hiding and eating the stock. She had eaten at least 10 sweets while hiding. I stormed to the door and told the entitled dad to get his butt in the store. He did, and I took him to his entitled kid. She was eating another chocolate bar. I told the entitled dad that he needs to pay for what his entitled kid stole and get out, but he refused. He said about how that wasn't his fault, so he shouldn't pay, and I should have been watching her as she is a child, so it was my fault and I should pay. I was furious. I said to the entitled dad calmly how she is at least 14, not my responsibility, and should know what she did is wrong. And if she can't pay, he would have to. But the entitled dad again refused and started screaming at me about how I am a child and didn't know what I was talking about. So I pointed out the obvious. Why leave a child with a child? Pretty irresponsible. He still refused, so I told him he left me no choice. His whole family will be banned from the store and the police will get involved. The entitled dad grabbed his entitled kid, paid for the stolen chocolate, and left cussing me out. The sad part of it all, after all of that, he paid for what was stolen and bought the entitled kid the Kinder Egg. Alright, so it sounds like this dad is not just entitled, but he's also a massive pushover. No wonder his kid is seriously spoiled. He's bought her 6 bars of chocolate, she's not happy with that. She asked for another one, and although at first he says no, eventually he pays for it. What is he doing? Like, let me just check, how many bars was it? A Dairy Milk bar, a Galaxy bar, a bag of Pick and Mix, a 5-pack of gum, 3 large bags of minstrels, and a magazine. I mean, on its own, that is way too much for a kid anyway. Don't buy them even more when they want some. What are you doing? Now for our final story. This is an old story about how a woman tried to get the money back for the pup we sold her without actually returning him. Background. So when I was around 15, our 2 dogs, who were both the same age, had him since he was a puppy for company for a 17-year-old Basset Hound who sadly passed, so we adopted a female Basset to keep him company, had been together for a year around this point. With neither of them being neutered, they decided it would be loads of fun to make a trash load of puppies. And I mean, she birthed 13, but 11 lived as 2 were stillbirths, with us helping to raise them too, as it was quite a lot of puppies. As they were purebred Basset Hounds, they were quite expensive dogs to buy, so we sold them to people. For the price they paid us, we neutered and chipped the dogs, as well as giving them pet insurance forms and an application to join the Dog Breeders Association of where we live. Both could be sent only by the owner and both cost money. But we did not let people register the puppy under our number, as they were not our dogs and it was illegal, but it would be cheaper for the new owners. Onto the story now. So this mother, we shall call her Deborah, didn't have the Karen look but nearly had the attitude, came with her 2 young kids. They picked out a puppy and tried to pay a fraction of the price we were selling them at, as we couldn't expect people to pay that price for them. Keep in mind, this was towards the end of the boom and we were selling them for at least half the price, as we didn't want to rob people blind, which a lot of breeders were doing at the time. Please don't think we were these trashy breeders that farm dogs. We love our dogs and have met some of our puppies all grown up. She then tried to buy our female dog. I'll pay full price, but I want the mum as well for that price. Now we adore these dogs, especially my mum, who shut that down pretty fast. She paid full price eventually, and we gave her a stern warning to fill out the forms and send them off ASAP, as you never know what might happen. An older dog of ours had been run over by a neighbour in our dang house, and the insurance paid to make him comfortable whilst he was put down, rest in peace rascal, along with 50 euros of luck money back from what she paid. It's considered good luck here. My parents gave every other person 100 euros back. Well, that says something. 1 week later, Deborah rings my mother and tells her that my mum needs to give her our Dog Breeders Association number to register, as it's cheaper, and my mum shuts her down hard. There were a few profanities thrown at my mother, who was not impressed. She loathed swearing, so mum hung up. Around 6 months later, she arrives at our door unannounced, no pup or anyone else with her, demanding that she get a refund on the pup. We were highly confused, to say the least. When she eventually stopped shouting at us, we finally figure out why she was here. Turns out our female dog has a disease called elbow dysplasia. Her elbow sticks out, which had been missed by our vet. We thought it was normal, as she looked like that since we have had her, and she had never had any issues walking or showed pain on walking, but this unlucky pup has it too. We explained and proved that we were unaware, and that she had seen the pup's mum and dad when she came to pick the pup up, and gushed about how beautiful the mum was, as well as trying to steal her, so she never copped it either. This did not please Deborah and cue her screaming again. During this rant, we find out why she was at our door. She wants us to refund her the money she paid for the pup, including the 50 euros we gave her back as luck money, which she conveniently forgot we gave her, and pay 2,000 euros for the surgery. Mum got her to calm down and speak like an adult, and this conversation then occurred. Okay, but why are you here? We gave you insurance forms and your insurance will cover the cost of this surgery. I didn't think I needed insurance. insurance, so I never bothered with it. It was quite expensive and he seemed perfect. Insurance for a year at premium rate is around 250 euros. Well, unfortunately, I can offer you two options. Either return the puppy and we will refund you, or leave and keep the puppy. But he's family now. The kids are so attached to him and we trained him so well. He's a very good boy. We'll take the dad as the mum is broken too, and we'll keep the pup as well. It's the least that you two could do for the inconvenience of having to come all the way down here. This was the straw that broke my poor mother. She let rip at Deborah about how she was stupid for not listening to our advice. That we told her no when she originally came asking about the mum, and there was no way in heck she'd get a Penny or our dogs from us. The mum dog is also called Penny. I giggled at that. Oh, I get it. Well done, well done. I do enjoy a good pun. And soon she sent her packing with her tail between her legs. Very good as well. Oh, a double whammy. I love it. She kept her puppy and never contacted us again. I hope that poor baby was okay, and mum says if the pup had been there with her, she would have taken him and given her back the money there and then. So not only did this mum want a refund, but she also wanted to keep the puppy. That's not how it works. I feel like Deborah is very fortunate that OP and her mum actually offered her a refund in the first place. Like, you don't have to. But yeah, not bringing the puppy with her, yeah, that shows her true intentions. She is just stupid. Anyway, guys, that is it for this Entitled Parents video. If you're a fan of dogs, this episode was definitely the one for you. If you want more Entitled Parents stories involving dogs, then click on the screen and there's another one right there for you. With that being said, remember to like, comment, and subscribe for 2 videos each and every day on my channel.